Yo, what is up guys? It's me, Zach Lee, back bringing you some more NBA news and updates. Yo, how long has it been since you guys have heard me say that? I know it's felt like freaking forever, but look, here's the thing. The NBA season is only like a little over a month away. And I know I've been taking a break from doing these type of videos just to, give myself some fresh air after making the same video or these types of videos for 3 years straight daily. I had to take a break, but now I'm feeling kind of re-energized. These videos, I'm kind of excited to make these videos again, and that's dope. But with all of that being said, you guys know the drill. You guys know what's up. We got some things to take a look at today that's going on inside of the NBA. Some things that I'm pretty excited to talk about. I don't think that made sense. Pretty excited to talk about. But with all of that being said, let's just get into everything that we gotta cover today. Lego. For our first story of the day. Alright, so about a little over a week ago, we got some pictures of Lakers backup point guard Alex Caruso surfaced on the internet. They surfaced on the internet and they showed Alex Caruso looking awfully ripped. Like, the guy looks swole beyond belief, right? These pictures pretty much went viral as Alex Caruso is sort of like, I don't want to call the guy a meme, but he's kind of like a meme amongst Lakers fans. And I don't want to say that, but it's kind of true. But the guy looks like he's made a lot of progress body-wise over the summer, and those pictures went viral. Now, we did find out later that they had been photoshopped just a little bit. He did still make gains, but just not as many gains as the pictures would have you to believe. But that being said, it turns out that maybe even the NBA itself, Adam Silver, the commissioners, the League of Board of Executives of the NBA, were kind of skeptical as to whether or not Alex Caruso could really make these sorts of monster gains over just a couple of months, as Alex Caruso just let us know over his social media that the NBA sent him a not so random drug test after those pictures of him went viral. Now, I think that's absolutely freaking hilarious that the NBA is keeping up with this stuff. They're following the trends on social media. They're seeing what's going on. They're like, yo, this dude can't be making these sorts of gains legally. Let's see what the guy is up to. He must be taking some sort of performance enhancing drugs, but we all know this is Alex Caruso. He's the freaking GOAT. He don't need no PEDs. He's born great. And the fact that we haven't heard anything about him facing a potential suspension, and the fact that he was also willing to share this on social media most likely means that it's legit. The gains that he did make over the summer are legit. The boy's just been putting in work, so why are you trying to knock his hustle, NBA? Let the man be great. Next up in the news, and talk about kind of ironic. All right, so I just made a video, and by the way, you guys gotta go check it out. It didn't hit sub box obviously because almost no one watched it, so I don't know what the heck's been going on with YouTube. They just did not show that video to anyone, so I'll have it linked down in the description box below. But it is a video covering a player who went through a lot of tragedies during his life and during his career. And one of the tragedies that we talked about was the fact that he got robbed. Now, even though that was the lighter tragedy that he faced, it's still a gruesome thing when you're getting tied up and robbed of thousands of dollars for things in your own home, right? That would scar anyone. I mean, if that happened to me, I'd be terrified for the rest of my life. You're talking security cameras out the wazoo. No one will be able to come in my house, period, without going through some sort of TSA. That's the type of stuff that we're talking about. However, even though that happened to the player that I made a video on yesterday, I did mention the fact that players getting robbed isn't the most uncommon thing. It's happened to players before, and it just happened to another player as well, as JaVale McGee had his home burglarized. Yeah, JaVale McGee, the Los Angeles Lakers center, and this guy had a lot taken from him. First of all, the robbers took his championship ring that he got with the Golden State Warriors back in 2018. That right there sucks. Not sure what the robbers are planning to do with it. Maybe they're gonna like melt it down, take out the diamonds and sell it, because they can't just sell a championship ring. I mean, how are you going to sell JaVale McGee's championship ring without being caught? So it's either they're just gonna keep it for themselves, or they're going to like melt it down for the gold and like the diamonds and try and sell it like that. Other than that though, they also got away with a lot more, including the goggles that JaVale McGee was wearing during the championship celebration in the Golden State locker room, as well as $200,000 worth of jewelry and cash. they got this man good. And I know $200,000 might not be as much JaVale McGee as it is to us, but that's still $200K with their stuff. Now, JaVale McGee does have security cameras in place in his home, but that being said, the police reports say that they still have no clue who did this. They have no leads, no nothing. So hopefully they find this guy soon, because I mean, that's a championship ring. JaVale McGee earned that ring, and it sucks that it got stolen from him. I hope they find whoever did this. For our next story of the day, voice kind of cracked there, but the Dallas Mavericks. We all know they're going to be one of the more interesting teams to watch in the NBA and in the Western Conference too this upcoming season. Kristaps Porzingis will finally be back on the court. When was the last time this dude has played a game? Seriously. And not only that, but reigning Rookie of the Year Luka Doncic is also going to come back even better as well. I mean, Doncic plus Porzingis, that automatically makes the Dallas Mavericks a must watch. And even though the Dallas Mavericks did improve last year with just Luka over the past couple of years that they had, it'll be interesting to see how much better they're going to be with both Luka and Porzingis now, especially because Porzingis hasn't played in so long that I'd imagine they'd have to be some sort of rust in trying to get back to adjusting to playing in an actual NBA game. He's been able to work out this summer. He's been able to do all that kind of stuff, which is great since he won't be as rusty as a player like Gordon Hayward was coming back from his injury last year. But still, adjusting to the actual NBA life and NBA games is going to be something to look out for Porzingis this year, and also seeing as to whether or not he can just generally stay healthy, because that's something he struggled to do ever since he got to the NBA. But with all of that being said, expectations for the Dallas Mavericks this year are kind of mixed, as they could be one of those teams in the Western Conference that puts up a fight to make the playoffs. However, when it comes to Luka Doncic himself, he did an interview talking about his expectations for the Dallas Mavericks this upcoming season, and this is what he had to say. First off, he said that his plans have always been to win an NBA championship, and then the reporter asked him, with the West being so strong, does he think the Dallas Mavericks are going to even make the playoffs? And he said, "We will. We'll make the playoffs. We must. That's our plan, and I think we'll make it." Now, we do have to remember that Luka Doncic isn't that used to losing. I mean, the guy is a winner. He was winning things before he came into the NBA, leading his team to EuroLeague championships and claiming MVPs. The guy is a natural-born winner, so it's no surprise that he has high expectations for both himself and the Dallas Mavericks this season, saying that they must make the NBA playoffs. Now, as to whether or not that will come true, like I said, it's very mixed, because they for sure have the possibility, they have the talent, but it's the Western Conference. There are so many great teams. I think there are going to be at least 10 teams battling over the 8 spots. And when it comes down to the last spots, it's going to be a battle between teams like the Pelicans, the Kings, and of course the Mavericks as well. Which one of those teams make it? I'm not sure right now. My money will probably be on the Sacramento Kings, since they were the best out of all those teams last season, and I expect them to be even better this season with a more improved Buddy Hield and De'Aaron Fox. But overall, that's still going to be determined. Let me know who you think is going to make it down in the comment section below. Do you think Sacramento is going to make it? Do you think Dallas is going to make it? Or do you think the Pelicans can make it? Let me know down in the comment section below. Now, though, it is time for our bigger story of the day. And this is something that I have been wanting to talk about for a while. I just got back from vacation, but while I was on vacation, there was a lot of noise going on surrounding Carmelo Anthony. I was keeping up with the stuff that was going on, it being said, and it was getting really interesting, and it's continuing to get interesting as well. And for those of you guys who may have been, I don't know, freaking dead for the past couple of weeks, because I think that's the only reason you could not know what's been going on with Melo, but there's been a whole movement of trying to get Carmelo Anthony back into the NBA going on. We've had former players reaching out saying that Carmelo deserves to be in the NBA still. Current players reaching out saying that Carmelo deserves to be in the NBA still. Everyone just saying, get Melo onto some of these NBA teams. The term blackballed has been popping up more and more frequently, because people can just not understand why the heck Carmelo Anthony isn't on an NBA team. As for Carmelo Anthony himself, the dude has been trying his best to stay in game shape. He's been working out with trainers and also other NBA players to make sure that he's keeping his body and game in top form, just for the time when he does get that call letting him know that he's going to be signed to a team. Anyways, the update that we have to cover today regarding the Carmelo Anthony story is actually around Carmelo Anthony Anthony's camp. His trainers as well as agents just trying to delete the negative stigma that Melo currently has around his name about being a shot chucker and just an overall cancer to team chemistry and locker room problems. His camp is even going as far as to say that Carmelo Anthony has been a scapegoat his past few years in the NBA, with one anonymous source saying he's been the scapegoat for a few teams that didn't play up to their potential. Obviously that's sticking with them. They're showing teams he can play, but they're also making the case that the negative reputation stuff is BS, that he's not a team killer, that other people put blame on him the last few years that he didn't deserve. And another source chose to take a bit of a different approach on the whole Carmelo Anthony stance, as instead of trying to make Carmelo Anthony's case for him being a scapegoat, they're saying that any team who signs Carmelo Anthony is going to win big. Maybe not games wise, but they'll win big with the media. They'll win big with the exposure they get from signing Carmelo Anthony. It'll increase their ticket sales, yada, yada, yada. AKA, it's going to be a really good thing for any team that does sign Carmelo Anthony. He's got a lot of friends in the league. He's liked by other players. He's got friends in the media. He doesn't get into trouble off the court. He never has. They're really disputing this whole idea that he's a team cancer. All right, so that's what's being said about Carmelo Anthony right now. And like I said, I've been following this stuff for the past few weeks, even though I haven't made a video on it, but now I finally can. I can finally get my own thoughts and opinions on the subject out there. And personally, I don't really understand why no team has signed Carmelo Anthony yet. Let me just keep it like that, point blank period. Let me just tell you straight up, it doesn't make sense that Carmelo Anthony is not on a team, and here's why I have to say that. Let's say the Brooklyn Nets signed Carmelo Anthony, and for some reason it just doesn't work out. A few weeks or maybe even a few months go by in this season and Carmelo Anthony is still not performing up to Carmelo Anthony's standards, even though he's never going to be the 25 plus point per game scorer that he was again. Let's just say that Carmelo Anthony isn't fitting in offensively, he's a distraction to the team, yada yada. Let's see all that stuff is true. For the Brooklyn Nets, how much does that really matter? They're not going to have Kevin Durant this year. This isn't going to be the year that they're competing for an NBA championship. No one, even the Brooklyn Nets, know that they're not going to be competing for a championship this year. So how does Carmelo Anthony hurt them that much in that sense? Even if they think Carmelo Anthony is causing them to lose games that they should be winning, what does it really matter? I mean, they're not going to be winning a championship this year, point blank period. But like I said, that's like the worst case scenario if Melo doesn't work out. If Melo doesn't work out, they lose, but they don't really lose that much. The only thing they lost is the roster spot that they gave up to Carmelo Anthony. They were only going to give up to someone else that wasn't going to make much of a difference on the team, right? But here's the thing. Let's say that Carmelo Anthony does work out. First of all, signing Carmelo for the Brooklyn Nets right off the bat is going to get even more fans to like the Brooklyn Nets. Fans that like the New York Knicks are also now going to be coming to Brooklyn Nets games because the Knicks fans still like Carmelo Anthony. A lot of people in New York still really like Carmelo Anthony, so that's going to drive ticket sales even higher. And then if Carmelo Anthony continues and the season progresses and he's still playing and playing and playing and playing and playing, then it makes the Brooklyn Nets look even better. They're still not going to win a championship. Carmelo Anthony is not going to replace Kevin Durant, but overall, it's going to boost ticket sales. It's not like they're going to have to sign this dude to some max contract. No, they just got to give him the minimum. That's it. That's it. So what on earth is there to lose? And I'm just using the Brooklyn Nets as an example here because I think they could win the most from signing Carmelo Anthony, but there are still a lot of other fringe playoff teams. There's just good teams out there that could gain a lot from having Carmelo Anthony. It is going to give them a boost in the media. It is going to give them a ticket sales boost. It's going to do a lot of good for any team that signs Carmelo Anthony, and the risk for signing him is seemingly so low because a lot of these teams, they ain't got much to lose here. They're not championship contenders. There's only a handful of teams in the league that are actually going to be contending for a championship, and if they're those teams, then I could say, yeah, then maybe signing Carmelo Anthony would be a bit of a scarier move because you don't want to affect your team chemistry too much if you are indeed trying to win a championship. But if you're not, then I don't understand what you're doing. Sign Carmelo Anthony because this dude is still a big name nationwide. He might not be the same player that he was. He might not be able to go out and put up 25 to 30 points every single night, but the name Carmelo Anthony in and of itself still holds a heck of a lot of value. Everyone knows it, and it's going to boost ticket sales, merch sales, all these sales. And in the end, the NBA is a business, right? These owners, what they care about is money. I mean, that's how it is. They look at the players as assets. They look at them as how much money can we make from having this player on our team? How is this player going to contribute to us making our pockets even fatter? And the name Carmelo Anthony, especially for the price the teams will have to pay to get him, is going to help make these owners' pockets even fatter. So I don't understand why he hasn't been signed to a team yet. But that's how I feel about the situation, and that's actually going to do it for everything that we had to talk about in this video. Like I said, it feels so good to be back making these videos once again. You guys can't expect these daily just yet, at least, because we still are in the off season, especially this dead part of the off season, like a month before training camp and the the preseason and the season tip off. But I'll be making these videos as enough news comes out for me to make a video on it. But that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, go ahead and give the video a like, as well as make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future videos. Thank you once again for watching though. You guys already know that you are the real MVP, so until next time, keep getting the buckets, Team SDC, and I'm out of here. Peace!